So one of the channel subscribers reached out to me, wanted to know if I could do a piece on who the best midfielder of their generation was. And there are three midfielders that he wanted me to respond to or comment on. And the three midfielders, and I agree with him 100%, are Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, and Frank Lampard. But that's actually a loaded question, because depending on who you support, your loyalties are naturally going to gravitate towards the player and the team that you support. So it makes it very, very difficult. When I started this channel, I decided that despite my loyalties to the team that I've supported since a youngster, that I would make certain that this channel remains unbiased and that the opinions and fact that I give is based on what I see, as well as the research that I do. And what I did on this particular piece, I went and I did some research on the three midfielders. And in my opinion, all three deserve to be titled the best, but obviously not all can. I've also decided to have a bit of fun with this, in that I went onto ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, if every one of these players was an AI creation, how would you then generate them as AI? Can you please give them an AI generated name and an AI generated description of how you see the player? And the surprising thing is, believe it or not, is that ChatGPT came out with a very fair, accurate assessment of what each player is and what each player does and what their strengths and weaknesses are. So towards the end of this video, I'll give you that answer. And then finally, right at the end of this video, I will tell you who, in my opinion, is the best midfielder of their generation. Cue the music. Okay, so let's start with Steven Gerrard. He was known for his all-rounded abilities as a midfielder and the driving force for Liverpool. His defensive contributions, including tackles, dribbling skills and long-range shooting, threatened opponents at both ends of the pitch. As a captain, his leadership and influence on Liverpool was tangible, and this can be seen in the 2005 Champions League triumph. Gerrard's ability to adapt to different roles, and this is very important, from box to deep line playmaker, allowed him to positively impact Liverpool's tactics and results over many years. Of course, a famous slip did not do Gerrard any favours whatsoever. And now that infamous slip, and obviously that infamous slip meant that he never ever won a Premier League. The now infamous slip led to fans in England penning Gerrard's own special song. I just think it's very sweet of the fans. I mean, how considerate of them to create a song for Gerrard all on his own and sing it across Great Britain, across all the grounds. Who says England fans are not poetic? Okay, no, never mind. Let's not worry about it. So moving along, Brendan Rodgers, the then Liverpool manager, was fired 2 years later, and who knows how things could have turned out if Liverpool had won the Premier League that particular season. I think with the confidence that would have given him, they could have gone from strength to strength immediately, and they obviously would have strengthened that team to remain as champions. But fate has a weird way of turning out for the better, because ultimately Jurgen Klopp came in, and we all know that the massive impact that Jurgen Klopp had on Liverpool and the successes that he had at Liverpool, including winning the Premier League title, which unfortunately Gerrard never ever had the opportunity to win. Well, he had the opportunity, just fell on his ass when the time came for him to win it. So when I reached out to ChatGPT, this is what ChatGPT came up with, and I'm actually going to read it. So the AI name they gave him is Serion7. I've got no idea why Serion7. So meet Serion7, the ultimate all-purpose midfield AI, a true game changer on the pitch with unmatched versatility and impact. Serion7 dominates both defense and attack. Watch it execute flawless tackles, intercept passes with precision, and win aerial duels effortlessly. Its pinpoint passing Dazzling dribbling and thunderous long-range shots kept opponents on their toes. CR7's smart decision-making and leadership transformed the entire team, making every match an electrifying experience. You see where ChatGPT is not quite far off, because everything that ChatGPT explained about Steven Gerrard is 99% factual. So obviously Steven Gerrard played for Liverpool, and his accolades are quite simple. He's won one UEFA Cup, he's won one UEFA Champions League, he's won the UEFA Cup, he's got 2 FA Cup, he's got 3 League Cups, he's got 1 UEFA Super Cup, and obviously he's got 2 FA Community Shields. As an international, he's got 114 caps, or had 114 caps, 21 goals. He's had a quarter-final experience in 2004 and 2012 European Championships, and in the 2006 and 2010 World Cups. Didn't realize they went out at the quarter-finals at each stage at the time when Gerrard was playing. So next on the list is Paul Scholes. So Paul Scholes was a technical maestro in the Manchester United midfield. His vision, passing ability and intelligent positioning allowed United to control possession and tempo. While not as physically imposing as Gerrard, Scholes' position and reading of the game made him an effective ball winner. His creativity and long shooting also provided a goal threat to complement United's attacking talent. Scholes' influence on United's style of play and success was immense, and it is well documented that the famed Barca midfield of Iniesta and Xavi et al. Had enormous respect for him. In fact, every time they would run into Sir Alex Ferguson at a sporting event or any event, they would always inquire about Scholes, which basically, I think one of the key things was that out of the 3 midfielders, Scholes would probably be the only one that could fit into that famed team of Pep Guardiola. But the decision on who the best midfielder is not based on who could play for Barcelona, is over the length and breadth of the career within the English context, within the English game, who was the best. So when I asked ChatGPT to give me a profile around Scholes, this is what they came up with. The name they gave Scholes is Nexerian 5. Again, I got no idea where the name comes from, or if it doesn't even apply to Scholes as a player. The midfielder maestro of technical brilliance and creative genius. Agree 100%. This AI dazzled with extraordinary vision, laser accurate passing and impeccable positioning, orchestrating the game's tempo with finesse. While not the most physically imposing, Nexerian's 5 superior ball control and genius decision making makes it a true wizard of the field. Breaking through defenses with magical passing, Nexerian 5 ensures possession and craft scoring opportunities that leaves fans in awe. One thing Scholes couldn't do was he couldn't tackle, and he always used to get into trouble for that. He played all of his life for Manchester United, and he's got a ton of accolades that goes with it. So what Scholes has, he's got 11 Premier Leagues, he's got 3 FA Cups, he's got 2 League Cups, he's got 2 UEFA Champions League, he's got 1 FIFA Club World Cup, he's got 1 International Cup, and I think it's 6 or 7 FA Community Shields. I'm not certain if it is 6 or 7. You guys can tell me in the comments what it is. His international career, he played for England, obviously 66 caps, 14 goals. He participated in the 1998 and 2002 World Cups and the 2000 and 2004 European Championships. Little Maestro deserves every accolade he gets. Next on the list is Frank Lampard, who was the top goal scorer of the 3. So of the 3, Frank Lampard had the most goals, with his late runs into the box and his clinical finishing. His stamina and work rate allowed him to contribute at both ends of the pitch, but his primary influence was in the final third, where his intelligent movement and shooting ability made him a constant threat. While not as complete an all-round midfielder as Gerrard, Lampard's goal-scoring prowess and attacking instincts were vital to Chelsea's success, especially in their 2004 and 2005-2006 title-winning seasons. So what did ChatGPT say about Frank Lampard? ChatGPT named him Apexion 9. Apexion 9? Really? You gotta be kidding me. The midfield marvel engineered for attacking excellence and goal-scoring heroics. No denying that. With relentless stamina, razor-sharp movement and a deadly precision. A Pexian 9 is a constant menace to defense. I must speak to ChatGPT. They can't be giving me such silly names. It times its run into the box perfectly, seizing every scoring chance with unstoppable power. Its long-range shots are like thunderbolts, striking fear into opponents. I don't think so. While it might not be a defensive powerhouse, a Pexian 9's goal-scoring prowess in the final third is the stuff of legends. Agree 100%. Driving the team's success with every electrifying strike. He played for a few clubs, but the club in which he made most of his, where he had most of his success after they bought him from West Ham was at Chelsea. And at Chelsea, he had 3 Premier League titles, 4 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 1 UEFA Champions League, 1 UEFA Europa League, and 2 FA Community Shields. His international career for England, 106 caps with 29 goals. Had quarter-final appearances in 2004 and 2012 European Championships, and then the 2006 World Cup. So one of the conundrums that all England managers had is they struggled to fit all 3 talented midfielders into the England team. So why is that? And the reason for that, there was a lack of complementary skill sets. So while each player individually was a world-class player, their playing styles and overlapping strengths did not complement one another. Gerrard was an all-round box-to-box midfielder with defensive abilities, while Scholes and Lampard were more specialized. Scholes as a technical player and Lampard as an advanced goal-scoring midfielder. Putting it all together without sacrificing the team's balance and structure proved challenging, as their overlapping roles and tendencies could lead to a crowded or unstructured midfield. So that midfield always looked unstructured, it always looked crowded, it always looked like they were trying to play in each other's space, and it became a bit of a muchness and a struggle to actually accommodate all 3 within that midfield. And then also it didn't help that the England managers at the time all insisted on a 4-4-2 structure of playing, which was in those days was kind of the standard structure within the England game. And it was only when they started playing more and more in Europe after the long ban that they actually started to change. And funnily enough, it was Capello who then decided to experiment with different formations rather than the 4-4-2. But the timing of it was wrong, because Scholes had retired from international football and England had lost the opportunity to find a way for England's golden generation midfield to play together. So in answer to who was the best amongst the 3, so while each player had their own strengths and weaknesses, the best midfielder between Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes and Frank Lampard is, and this will actually surprise people that know me, and the fact that I am definitely not a fan of this team, nor will never be, is based on the following facts. The player his defensive abilities, the player completed more tackles than the other 2 midfielders, with a higher overall success rate. He also had more interceptions, clearance, recoveries and duels won, and was superior in the air. As far as the all-round game goes, as an all-rounder, this player was the best of the 3, able to defend, pass, run, tackle, score goals, and take set pieces. He had a more complete game compared to the other 2, who were more specialized in the strengths that they brought to the game. A player was often the driving force behind the team's performance, which was even more tangible as seen in a Champions League win. Individual accolades: he received 8 World 11 nominations, 8. He had 3 UEFA Team of the Year selections, and more, which is more than the other 2. And he was also voted the UEFA Player of the Year in 2005. So, who is that player? Drum roll. Based on the stats and based on the research, the best player out of the 3 is Steven Gerrard. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This has been fun. You've been hanging out with Zaid. This is Insight with Zaid. Cheers.